I'm here in Cuyahoga Falls, and we're gonna knock on the door right now and see who's here. Let's try it. Hey, Micah. Hey, what's going on?
Come on in.
All right, here we go.
The Blossom Music Center in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. It looks like we're inside of a giant wooden spaceship. And I really, really like the idea of that a lot.
It certainly is huge, and it's beautiful in here, but before we walk over there, I want to ask you a couple things.
Okay.
Who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
Who am I? I'm me, and I'm you, and I'm also Micah. What do I do? Most of the time, I dream up things, and I try really hard to make them real. And sometimes I actually pull it off.
So pretend becomes reality when you put your mind to it like that.
That's right. You know, I think that that goes into why I do it. I don't really know. I've always done it ever since before I could walk. I've liked to do drawings and thought about ideas for movies and songs and stuff. And I think that there's this guy, Brian Eno, and he talks about how, why do we make art? I think he thinks that it's because, when we're kids, we play and we're curious and we explore things, and people don't think it's weird when kids do that, when they play. And then we get older, and then for some reason people don't want you to keep playing.
Well, people get worried that people are judging them or thinking about them, and then that takes over that childlike output.
Yeah, and we forget about playing and exploring and thinking of crazy ideas and trying to make them happen. And it's really fun to just the process of figuring out how to make it real. And sometimes it turns out very different than you originally imagined it would be, but it's always really surprising to see how it actually, what the idea wants to be. And I just really love that whole experience of figuring it out and trying to listen to the idea and seeing where it takes me. I learn a lot about myself in the process, and I think that's why I do it.
Do you ever feel that the imaginary stuff takes over your normal, whatever normal means, but your normal life?
It can, and I really, most of the time, enjoy when that happens. I mean, I'm lucky that there's enough people out there that they like my ideas and the way they turn out, and they support my endeavors. And but also, I tend to my wife calls it time traveling, where I just kind of go off, and sometimes I have to be pulled back to the earth to do the basic things about what you got to do to survive the third dimension, eating food, sleeping, that sort of stuff.
Well, now let's pull ourselves down here to the third dimension, and you're going to show us some physical objects over here, right?
I've got some physical objects. One of the things I like to do is I also like to dream up things with my friends. And right now I'm out on the road with my friend Neil. I'm playing in his band.
And that's Neil Young you're talking about?
Yeah,
there?
Neil Young.
I heard that he's a pretty big Almighty Op fan. Is that true?
He loves Almighty Op. He falls asleep to it every night. It soothes him.
That's really soothing to my ears as well.
Yeah, and I grew up loving Neil's songs and his music, and so it's super meaningful to be able to play these songs with him every night. Just like, Almighty Op has always been super meaningful to me.
So what do we have over here, Micah? What are you going to show us?
Let's check this stuff out. These are guitar pedals, and what they do is my guitar sound goes into them, and they each have different characteristics, like characters in a movie. They each do different things, and they make they change the sound in different ways, the frequencies, to sort of create new emotions and feelings in the music. I went to this great music store called Chicago Music Exchange, and I sat down and I played this guitar. I really liked the way the Bigsby felt.
And what's it? Wait, a Bigsby?
This is a Bigsby. It's this thing that, if you listen close, it makes the sound go wow, wow.
Wow.
Dreamy.
Explain. What is a pickup? Explain.
Okay,
that
a pickup is this thing that you stick in the guitar that this guy Les Paul invented, and it picks up the vibration from the strings, and there's these coiled wires in there, and it sends that signal out here through this hole, and you put a cable in there, and then you can plug it into an amplifier like the one I have over there from the 50s and crank it up really loud like this.
Somebody just plug that in. Here he goes.
This is a very special guitar. I call him Gandalf the Grey. It's been with me for a long time. It used to just be this yellow color, as you can see, is still there. But I liked it because it's very lightweight. This is my guitar tech, Greg. And Greg gave me this guitar. So I named it Greg after Greg. This is a guitar that a guy called Jay Maskus designed.
This one is really, really marvelous.
This is one of my favorites. It's a Hawaiian Electric lap steel that was designed by a guy named Bill Asher.
It's very dreamy, very, very dreamy.
Very dreamy sound.
It's very therapeutic, touching the senses.
Yeah. And this one I painted with using paint mixed with this stuff called Floetrol. You get at the hardware store. It makes it all liquidy and melty. This is a Martin
Buttery
Dreadnought Jr. See that weird looking bird thing up there?
Okay.
It's like a wooden bird. So that, when we play a song called Like a Hurricane, that thing comes down from the ceiling, descends like an angel. And inside of the bird is this old synthesizer from the 70s called a Univox Stringman. And Neil wrote this song on this instrument. It sounds great. And there's a point in the song where I hit this really low notes and the whole stage. You're gonna see the bird. When does it
come down? Just for that song?
Just for that song. And then,
here we are outside. Here we are.
I've been starting my day by doing this thing that Tim showed me where you just jump up and down. There you go, you got it. What's happening is all these micro muscles that go around your whole body. It's like an interwoven fabric of tiny little muscles called fascia. When you do this, it hydrates the fascia and it makes it more elastic.
Is this an exercise or do you consider this a therapy?
It's a little bit of both.
Tell me one of your favorite Almighty Op stories from the corner of Western and Elmwood.
One time I was there at a Almighty Op service, and Jeffrey was suddenly right in front of me, and he had a mirror, and he stuck the mirror up, and there were lights, and it's shining in my eye. There was no escaping my reflection. I was, everyone was there surrounding me, and I had this mirror right up in my face, and it was like looking at you now. All I could see was my face, and it was this cacophonous moment of sound, and it was really intense. And it was like I was like, I'm me, and it was a moment where I had no choice but to face myself and accept myself and have no fear about myself moving forward in my life. It was a psychedelic moment, and I'm very thankful for that moment, and for Almighty Op for providing communal moments like that, because I think those things are really important, you know, just sort of just bam, here you are, here we are, we're here, we're alive, this is happening.
And sometimes that's easier to find that kind of a state when you're desensitized a little bit by colorful little static or moving objects.
Right.
People aren't expecting to be put into that state in that moment, and somehow it works a little bit better.
Yeah, if you're expecting it, then you're already thinking and prepared for it, and it doesn't have quite the same effect, because you have too much time to sort of try and look cool, or, you know, preconceive what your reaction's gonna be like.
Plan what you're gonna say,
Yeah.
or something like this.
It's totally raw, human to human, you know, meaning you and yourself and you, and then everyone around you. And so you have this feedback loop going on with everybody, and you feel totally connected with everybody in that moment, because everyone's looking at you and you're looking at you. It's like not a lot of external experiences that can do that, and Almighty Op is so good at creating those kinds of moments for people.
1, 2, 3.
It's okay, it's not okay!
I'm Ian, this is Micah Nelson, and thank you for following me everywhere I am.